Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you are having an awesome day so far. My day is going pretty good. I'm still smiling from the video I filmed about 45 minutes ago about Californians moving to Texas. If you want to check that out, I suggest you do. It's hilarious. It's in one of these corners. It's so good. Anyway, today we are reacting to Texas seizes Cartel Island in the Rio Grande in risky first of a kind operation. Now, I was going to watch this on my own in my own time, and I thought, you know what, I really enjoy this sort of thing. I'd rather share it with you guys in case you haven't seen it, because yeah, it's just something really interesting and something I'm quite keen to see, because those cartels are scary MFs, aren't they? They are ruthless and brutal, and yeah, so I'm quite keen to see this video. But before we get into today's video, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well give the video a like as well. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page and a Patreon page, which I'm uploading to every single day as well. Link down in the description if you want to help support the channel, but please feel no obligation to do so. And without further ado, let's check out how Texas seized this Cartel Island.
At dawn's early morning light, Monday, October 2, heavily armed and armored police of the elite Texas Rangers assembled around their commanders for a final mission briefing on the Rio Grande border with Mexico.
Crap. Look how prepared they are. This just shows you, like, look how kitted out they are. This just shows you what they're coming up against in these cartel members.
The unusual mission? To invade and occupy the 170-acre Fronton Island in the Rio Grande, near the village of Fronton and town of Roma, made locally notorious as a Mexican cartel hub for smuggling drugs and immigrants north, and weapons and cash back, and for worse things. Leaders of the operation warned the fidgety men of Texas Department of Public Safety and assigned National Guard that this one was riskier than most.
We do have blood on site in case we do need it. In case of we do get and someone is shot or something, go ahead and work your tactics, get off the X, L8, Buddy 8, and we'll do the medical evac.
So let's keep a close eye on those structures that are up there that have that height advantage on us. We have not seen people in there yet, but we know that that's what they're used for. So,
by prior agreement, Mexican federales had supposedly secured the other side that day, but Texas commanders told the men some Mexican soldiers were corrupted and to take no comfort in any promise of prevention.
When it comes to something like that, you can't trust anybody, man, especially when it's your like mates' lives and your lives, and I wouldn't trust nobody apart from the guys who are on my side.
When the invasion pep talk ended and the sun was spreading orange rays of light, it was on. They boarded convoys of roaring all-terrain vehicles and invaded Fronton Island. This was just the beginning to make way for a massive brush clearing operation next that will denude the island of most vegetation. This will go on for some weeks. Texas Department of Public Safety spokesman Chris Olivares explains.
And what's the idea behind clearing all the brush?
To have more visibility. To have better visibility. Yeah. Right now you can see they have an elevation. We're lower than Mexico, so obviously we're at a disadvantage. So we want to clear the brush. That we have a more tactical advantage.
So they've cleared the brush. Surely it would make sense to keep it there till after the mission. Okay, I know nothing, but like he's saying, they're higher than them. They're clearing the brush there. Surely that leaves them a bit vulnerable from shots from above, basically. Sorry, I got to be careful what I say. I'm probably demonetized on this video anyway.
Against them. You know, we'll have National Guard posted here. We'll have concertina wire.
It is actually part of a broader campaign of river island seizures that began in 2023. Those seizures were mainly to deny their use as cover for illegal immigrant crossings. But this one is different, because not just immigrants use this island. Heavily armed cartel operatives use it as a major sanctuary and to traffic drugs. The other side is lined with clearly marked cartel buildings, and everyone over there is heavily armed. Here, a large barn-like warehouse just across from the island bears the Cartel del Noreste ownership signature, CDN. Other nearby buildings like this one, pocked by bullet holes, show the name of the rival Gulf Cartel. In this volatile environment, Texas will...
That's so brazen, isn't it? Yeah, we're just going to write our names on it, basically, because that's how little we fear or respect anybody. It's crazy.
For the first time, have to occupy and fortify the island in a way that protects Texas police and guardsmen from taking fire, which could happen at any time, no matter what Mexican security forces promise.
Mm-hmm.
But why this island and these cartels? The answers are also unique. The Gulf Cartel and Cartel del Noreste have held violent reign in this part of South Texas because long ago both Mexico and the U.S. forgot who even owned Fronton Island. Without diplomatic permission to operate on it, the law enforcement and military of both countries shied away from risking diplomatic offense to the other. That left the 170 acres to the cartels and spiked its criminal real estate value.
You know, I don't know what Mexico claims. I don't know if they're claiming ownership of that property.
The size of that truck, sorry.
As far as the state, it's always been in question. And as far as the Border Patrol is concerned, with my experience there, it was always a, let's not get on there and find out. Because we were not sure, and if we happen to come upon something we shouldn't have or of interest, the optics of that whole thing might have asked or opened up a big old Pandora's box of holy moly.
The ownership ambiguity allowed the island to be used as a haven for cartel operatives fleeing Mexican military crackdowns, or when American law enforcement chased them south.
Rifles.
The island is used as a weapons cache for guns and ammunition recently found in a bag on the island. In it was an explosive. The island also was valuable because cartel scouts could easily monitor the only paved road that U.S. police could drive into the village of Fronton from the nearest highway.
So
cartels
organized,
could easily time their loads for movement north, a highly valuable attribute. Gunmen not only jealously guarded and fought over the island, but lost any reluctance to shoot at police officers and each other, as they did in early October.
Holy crap.
In November 2016, gunmen on the island opened fire on DPS troopers surveilling them, wounding one in an ensuing gun battle. In 2019, someone fired more than 50 rounds at a patrolling Border Patrol boat, riddling it, but miraculously wounding no one. Fatal shootings and body discoveries are not uncommon on the Fronton area stretch of river. The people of riverfront Fronton have lived in a state of cowering fear as drug traffickers like these men recently caught on a...
I couldn't live like that, man. I couldn't live like that. It's so messed up. These guys just have no bloody... They're not human, are they? Some of the stuff they do to other people. Like, I've seen some really sick videos. Like, I used to be part of a friend group back in South Africa, like a WhatsApp group, and they used to send some videos sometimes. I had to leave it because I got no interest in seeing people getting brutally unalived and stuff like that. So I left the group. But yeah, it's they don't care, man.
A stationary game camera on the island crossed back and forth into town, moving drugs and guns with impunity. This 80-year-old lifelong Fronton resident, whose fence had just been torn open by a marijuana trafficker who crashed into it during a police chase, said he hasn't gone near his river neighbor's property 200 yards away in 30 years.
And
it's like living in prison.
Why do you not go? It's just right over here.
They've done him a bit dirty, though, haven't they? They've like, we're not going to show your face or your address, but we're going to show exactly what the front of your house looks like, where the guy crashed. Good luck.
But what really catalyzed the Texas decision to occupy the island is the perception that it's all gotten far worse since Border Patrol agents are redeployed elsewhere to process overwhelming numbers of immigrants. That's according to Texas Department of Public Safety's Regional Director, Victor Escalon.
The federal government, they're not able to cover all these areas and provide the safety, the security for landowners that are in Texas. Bottom line. Because when you have a landowner telling you, hey man, I'm out here feeding my cows, and I see 3 men coming across with a backpack and they're armed. Why do I have to live like that? Well, this is the answer, and I call it being proactive. So.
And because the cartels in the area are viciously battling one another after moving into the lucrative business of moving immigrants. Recently, these immigrants who poured through the Fronton area said they paid $9,000 for one parent and one child to cross, $15,000 for this family of 3, which paid half up front and owes the rest. First,
you don't
though,
want to be in debt
the
with them
Texas
either.
Land Commissioner's Office had to survey and determine that all of the island belonged to Texas. That set the stage for Monday's operation and for everything that will happen here in the coming months. Not everyone, though, is optimistic that the Texas effort and expense of clearing the island and defending it under constant physical threat will end the area's problems. Other large, thickly vegetated islands are situated across from Fronton, too.
All it's going to do is do away with an island. I think they can still move whatever commodity they want to get north or south. It's going to be, a speed bump for them.
Yeah, but surely,
in my
surely it's better though, isn't it? Like to remove one option. It's better to, if they got 10 options, it's better for them to only have 9 at the end of the day if they remove one, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's going to be a slow process, isn't it? And is it a winning? Are you able to win such a battle? Who knows?
because they have the resources, they have the money, they have the time. They're not unionized. They don't have regular work hours. They're not shift workers.
At the end of this first day of operations, National Guard engineers were already clearing the first roads in, and Texas forces planted the state flag. But the flag planting was really much more of a beginning than an end, as any occupation of contested territory usually turns out to be. I'm Todd Bensman with the Center for Immigration Studies.
Cheers, Todd. Thank you very much. I'll put the description, the video link as usual in the description if you want to watch the whole video without my ugly mug interrupting you. But it is interesting, isn't it? I mean, it's a huge war essentially that people are fighting. I've had a few people email me and tell me how bad it's getting in some places. I'm not going to mention who they are or what they've told me because like some people email me in confidence, and whatever people tell me in confidence I'm not going to share with everybody. But yeah, it's definitely a concern, and it's happening not to the effect of not to the same way as there, but in Europe it's happening as well with this immigration problem. It's a huge problem all over the world. Now I don't have an answer to it. I don't have an answer at all. I'm an immigrant. I'm living in Slovakia. Who knows? It's just sometimes I got to thank God that I'm so lucky. And I've got the option. I've got a nice house to live in. It's scary times. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. A bit of a different video. But yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Peace.